No old white guys. One old white guy? Not just another white guy. One white guy and somebody else. Hi, I'm Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist. And you may have noticed that I did a show called No Old White Guys. And the title bugged some people. And maybe it didn't convey what I wanted it to convey. But I'm not sure what to title it. No Old White Guys seemed like a nice roll off the tongue kind of title. A little bit of a grabber. Not so much. But I want to talk to people who are other than old white guys. Atheist old white guys, that is. Because, let's face it, old white guys we hear a hell of a lot from. And I'm an old white guy, and I fear one old white guy is enough in an interview. And I want to talk to other people. Women, Muslims, young guys. I want to talk to somebody other than the typical old white male former Christian atheist that we have so many of. Not saying that they're bad, just saying that they're plentiful and we hear from them all the time. And I want to hear from somebody else. So I was trying to do a show highlighting these people, trying to get exposure for them, and maybe a little exposure for me. I mean, I'm not doing this for shits and giggles. I'm doing this because I want to change the world in a positive way. I am Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist, or at least I try to be. And I am trying to bring exposure to, I don't want to say the disenfranchised, but the people that are not getting as much exposure as they deserve, simply because we hear from the same people all the time. Now, there are people like Matt Dillahunty, who I love and adore, and Aaron Raw and Seth Andrews, the unholy trinity, and I love those guys. And then there's people like Richard Dawkins, who is, in many ways, the face of atheism. I grew up thinking atheism was Richard Dawkins. He was the face. Him and Dan Barker, they were, to me, that was atheism. Of course, those two were kind of like on opposite ends. I mean, they were quite polar, but pretty doggone close. But I grew up seeing old white guys as the face of atheism. Now, things have changed very slowly. And I personally would like to help them move along a little further. That is the little tiny incremental contribution that I would like to make in attempting to make this world a better place. Now, new atheism, and I've heard this brought up a lot. Some, I don't call them old atheists, but a lot of atheists are very passive. They don't talk about their atheism because they don't really think about it. And then there's people like me who are outspoken atheists. We talk about atheism a lot. And I understand this now. For decades, I was a passive atheist. I didn't really consider myself, I consider myself an atheist, but I didn't really talk about it. It wasn't a big deal. I was like, I don't believe in God. No need to talk about that. It's boring, I've got nothing to preach. I don't have a religion. I have nothing to preach. I don't have a faith. I'm devoid of that. But a few years ago, when they started asking presidential candidates, do you believe in God? What God do you believe in? And blah, blah, blah. And that really set me off. And I started to realize especially in this country, the religious, I don't even want to call it, the religious privilege. The fact that churches don't pay taxes. The fact that the churches hide their pedophiles from view knowingly. The fact that there are prosperity gospels who are raping and pillaging poor people, taking their money with the false promise that God will pay them back. These things made me angry. And hearing about creation being taught in public schools made me angry and made me want to speak out and made me an outspoken atheist and made me want to change the world because the world was turning into a place that I did not like. So I wanted to speak out. And my contribution would be to have a show called No Old White Guys, where I talk to non-old white guy, former Christian atheists. But that's not going as well as I'd hoped. And maybe a change in name would help. And maybe a change in plan. Maybe a change in something. I don't know how to promote. Maybe can somebody help me how to promote. But maybe it's the name change. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's the questions. I don't know. But I'm asking you, the few viewers that I have, and I really do appreciate you, your input. Name change. I'm thinking not another old white guy, because I don't know, just something different, something that's not going to immediately set people off thinking, oh, you're self-hater, and so I want to have a successful show promoting non-white male former Christian atheists and what they are doing. Because the former Christian white male atheists that we already have are doing a pretty good job already. They don't need my help. And I am an old white guy, not really former Christian, but I am an atheist. And one's enough. So anyways, leave your suggestions in the comments below or anywhere. Let me know. You can find me on Facebook. You can tweet me, Tom the Atheist on, or hell, just Google Tom Leeds. You'll find me everywhere. I want to help make the world a better place, a more understanding place. That is my hope. That is my goal. And since I have a child, I want to leave the world a better place for her than what I think it is now. And now that Donald Trump, is going to be our president, we need all the help we can get. Anyways, I'm Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist, and I'll catch you next time.